Todd, you're live with Eric and V. What would you like to talk about?
Hey, I had something I wanted to talk about, but just to add to what the last caller was talking about, and y'all were talking about the neural pathways. If you look at the caduceus, a lot of people don't understand what the caduceus is. The caduceus is the symbol. Sir?
What is that?
So the caduceus is the symbol for anointing. All right. And I've never found any doctors that really understand what the caduceus means. The two serpents represent force and form. Okay. And when it comes up to the ball represents your pineal gland. Okay. And when you pop that pineal gland, that's activating your third eye. Okay. So, it's bipolar is what they call it.
Todd?
So once you become bipolar, yes, sir.
Hey, that's enough for an entire conversation. See, here's the thing: is some of these things are non sequiturs, right? One thing does not logically follow from the other. It's just statement with nothing backing any of them up. And so we're not going to follow you. We actually got off the train pretty early on, and the only way we're going to follow you is if we're able to ask you questions so that we know that we're on the same page. Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just full of so much stuff that
that's okay. That's okay.
We've got many shows in the future. So if we don't get to everything today, then we can call in next week. So just we can pick something.
Yep.
And focus on it.
We just want to make sure that, we're guiding the conversation in a useful way. So you said the pineal gland. Well, actually, no, you don't want to talk about the pineal gland. It says that you want to talk about alien technology from the future. That's what's in the show notes.
Yes. Okay. Basically, the Bible, everybody has misconceptions of what the Bible is. Christians go through there and mark true on everything, and a lot of people mark false on everything.
Do you think that you have the true beat on the Bible?
Yes, sir, I do. I really do, because
how did you come up with this?
It was written by Thoth. A lot of people don't know that. Thoth wrote most of the religions that you know of. Okay, and you can find Thoth in Ezekiel 9:2-3 with the inkhorn. And there's a lot of brain science.
Okay, so I'm going to point out more non sequiturs. Are you ready? The Bible.
Yes, sir.
I'm talking to two people who don't put any weight to the Bible, so I don't give a shit what other people think of the Bible. I don't care whether they think it's true. I don't care whether I don't, because I don't hold any of that. So whatever you have to say about the Bible, you might be better off talking to Christians about that. So number one, you made a statement about the Bible that we're not following you on. Number two, you brought up Thoth, and then you just went on with that. Who the fuck is Thoth? First, let's identify a thing, and then we determine whether or not it's probable or likely that it's referred to in the Bible. So who is Thoth?
Okay, Thoth is the scribe to the gods, the god of wisdom. He wrote the Quran, he wrote the Bible. He's Hermes, he's Gabriel, he's Enoch, he's Idris.
Sounds like a supernatural plot.
So Todd, are you making an actual claim about the world, or are you just telling me a story? Do you actually think that this is a person?
Yes, I think he was an actual being.
Okay, so you think that Thoth has died?
No. Gods, if you look at gods as programs like in the Matrix.
No. Todd, we're talking about Thoth right now. Let's stay on topic.
Okay.
So who is Thoth?
Thoth
is all of these.
Thoth is the Anunnaki son of Enki.
Okay, so
the original serpent cult.
Okay, hold on.
The original serpent cult.
That is a wonderful trail that I'd love to go down. Not today. because we're
me on
going
track,
to
please.
stay on Thoth. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. What evidence do you have to convince me?
Well, like I said, Ezekiel 9, 2, and 3.
All right, pick something other than the Bible, right, Todd, pick something other than the Bible, or you're going to have to justify why we should be reading the Bible. Why should we read the Bible at all? I don't care.
Well, you can't just read it. It's a lot of hidden. There's a lot of brain science.
Brain science.
I would suggest there's a female on YouTube. Her name is Kelly Marie Kerr, and she breaks it down very, very good. I mean, it's all about the brain. They have the
I asked you,
there,
Todd,
stuff that you can't make up from 3,000 years ago.
Yes, you can.
You can make up quite a lot.
Yeah,
especially if it's old.
Exactly, and I think that's exactly what's happening. So yeah, you can, man. So do you understand that I asked you, what evidence do you have for your claim? And you pointed to the Bible. We said, well, the Bible's not really good enough unless you can justify the Bible. And your response was, well, the brain and brain science. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? And I'm not. Well, it's the topic itself. I don't think you're presenting this in a clear way that we can follow you on. So, what is your evidence for this?
The problem that I have is beliefs versus truths. Okay, you know.
Okay. So what is a belief and what is a truth?
Atheist belief.
How that has to do with Thoth?
Well, I'm trying to explain it to you the best way I can. If Thoth is described the so-called God of wisdom. Like I said, I don't recognize gods as being gods. I recognize them as programmed words that once you install how something thinks into your brain, then you take on the identity of how that thing thinks. And, you know, as if...
So are you basically saying that gods exist because we created them, because we have concepts of gods, and therefore as concepts they exist?
Because if that's the case, cool.
Well, actually, yes, in a sense, and gods are not.
Well, like Lord of the Rings,
are not to be taken as real, but they're to be taken as
so
the way
Thoth really
that a certain
exist?
God thinks.
So,
but yes, they were created to be able to give you a language to be able to see things that are invisible.
So a scribe was created.
Language.
Okay. So hold on a second, Todd. You lost us again.
Yeah.
So here's where we're at. We can't spend too much time on this call because we've got other calls, but I want you to understand why we're stuck here. We're stuck here because you made a statement that sounded to me like you were saying that fiction exists, right? And so the Lord of the Rings is,
fiction exists.
Books, and I can point at the books and I can say it exists as a story, as a work of fiction, and in that way it exists. And that's how V brought it up. And you said yes. And then you started to make claims about the real world. Fiction doesn't do that. So let's focus in on Thoth. So was this or is this a human being?
Yes. Thoth was an actual human being. Being of some type. I don't know exactly if he was
a human being, Todd.
Okay, but see, we have
hold on. Guardians. No, I want to know if you agree or not. Is this author a human being? Did they exist in the real world? How do we know that? What is the evidence?
He is a being. He is a being. He was a being, but I can't say human being because, you know, he may have been Anunnaki. He may have been before, the Homo, whatever classification, but he was working through
aliens. You believe in pseudo gods. You believe in. It sounds like you accept a whole lot of things that without good reason. Why?
Well,
Isn't
if
it
I had
important? Do you
beliefs,
care about the truth?
beliefs to me are nothing but questions, unanswered questions.
But you're not asking questions. You're making
I'm trying to track
claims.
down the answer and replace the belief with truth. Because
that's not how that
means
works.
I don't know.
Todd, okay, let me give you language to help here. Your belief is that which you accept to be true. Okay? What you accept to be true is what you believe. Now, you can accept something to be true that's not true. You could believe something that is not true. So we need to look at the evidence and make sure that what we're accepting to be true is being accepted for good reasons.
Well, a belief is devoid of truth. It actually has the word lie. It actually has the word be lie in it. So if you have a belief, it cannot be true.
No. Todd.
Wow.
That is the etymological fallacy.
That's not, that's like the,
that's broken thinking, Todd.
Yeah.
Look, if I said, how many fingers am I holding up? And you would have to tell me what you believe. But if you could see how many fingers I'm holding up, you wouldn't have to believe. You would know the truth.
Exactly opposite. Exactly wrong. Yeah. If you ask us without being able to see how many fingers am I holding up, I don't have to answer with a belief. I can say I don't know. I don't have enough evidence to make a determination about how many.
And that would be the proper answer. And that was exactly, and that's the proper answer.
So how did you get from I don't know
where you don't have the answer to force a belief when you don't have the answer is lunacy.
Okay, and I'm stating that what you are telling us is lunacy. Then, if that's where you want to go with that. Actually, I don't like the word lunacy. That throws a hole. I think that's broken. So the question is, can you justify it? And every time we approach it, you go off in a different direction.
Yeah.
That doesn't help us believe you.
Right.
Right. You sent me this huge text about having truths that you want to share. I can't find a single thing you've said that is true so far in this conversation. All you've given me is this is how I believe this. And then when I ask why, all you have is another story to tack on to the end of it. This is non sequitur, non sequitur, non sequitur, non sequitur. You need to actually justify each of those things.
Non sequitur means.
A non sequitur is something
all I'm trying to tell you is.
I'll tell you what a non sequitur is. A non sequitur is a statement that does not logically follow from the prior ones. So if you're saying,
okay, well, following what you said, let me make this statement about what you say I believe. May I do that?
Sure, I'm interested to hear what I think that you believe. I just said that I think it sounds like nonsense until you justify it.
Okay. All right. So Thoth wrote all the religions, all the mythology. Some of the mythology has been added to by other people, but Thoth wrote the Quran, the Bible.
How do you know?
Buddha, Hinduism, because I'm a disciple. I'm a disciple, and I just know. I've spent my life researching this stuff.
I just know that you're wrong.
For 12 years now.
Todd, I just know that you're wrong.
I've spent 27 years not believing what you believe, so I guess I win.
Yeah, if you're going to say I just know as your response, cool. So if you just know that you're right and I just know that you're wrong, are we both just equal?
Well, if somebody comes up and starts doing an Elvis impersonation and they say, "Who am I?" you would know that's Elvis.
Responding to what I'm saying in a way. Stop with the story.
There's hidden code. There's hidden code in all this stuff that is the mark of Thoth. And it
go back and watch this.
Recognize the hidden code.
Todd,
sir,
go back and watch this because this is word salad. I would love for you to go back and watch how this played through. Pick a thing and go, okay, here's how I'm going to show Eric and V that this is true. You have this idea of this character, Thoth, right? Cool. What evidence is there? Well, what evidence do we require when we talk about other things? Well, we look at records, right? And so if we want to look at ancient Greece or ancient Rome or, other places that had written records, right? And obviously you're talking about scripts and writing, so it existed. Where else is it referenced? And how is it referenced?
Well, he's all over. He's all over the pyramids. He's also Hermes is the same being.
Okay, so
Hermes and
God.
yeah.
God. So you're saying, Todd, go back and watch this and look for evidence, okay? Look for good evidence. And I'm going to ask you because I want you to have good reasons for believing what you believe. I don't think you have good reasons. I don't think you have good reasons because I don't think you're really getting how to determine whether or not there's good evidence for it. You actually need to take those presuppositions and put them aside and go, what if I'm wrong? How can I determine if I'm wrong? And if I'm wrong, then maybe I can look for this and that. That's called falsifying your claim or falsifying the statement. And then you try and falsify. You try and see how you could be wrong and then follow those along the way. It sounds like what you've done is built a house of cards because you have a conclusion that you're working towards. And that's not how that works.
No, that's exactly not what I'm doing. There's hidden code inside these texts that once you learn how to see the code, I've
got the Bible code stuff. I got the Bible code stuff. I don't think it's real. And you need to justify why you think that's real.
What about this?
No.
I'm making an executive decision right now. I think that's the first time I've ever done that.
Yeah? How's it feel dropping a collar?
Too late in coming.
So here's the thing is instead of responding, he threw more bait. And I started to follow. And I followed and followed. And I'd ask for a question and he'd throw more bait and throw more bait instead of actually responding. It doesn't look good. It doesn't make any of us look good. And it definitely doesn't make me look good. So sorry about that.